right? I think it's about time we proved it. I think it's about time that the social committee should, instead of hearing me babble every month, they should be on Zoom and setting all types of records. And Valerie, we're going to leave it to you to set up what those records are. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Don't we have a big challenge?
Valerie, therefore, that should be the next assignment. All
Well,
right.
we actually do. We have a joint event, don't we have?
Yes, we do.
What is it called?
And we have our previous as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, yeah, we'll do it.
All right. So I'm just going to browse.
God,
Well,
no.
actually, I'm going to show you some tapes for a moment. I'm going to get rid of this for a moment. Here we go. Here are some of the best of the 2020 Guinness World Book of Records. By the way, we're having fun so far. I told you this would be a fun session. This is not going to be any discussions or intellectual dialogue, just for the fun of it. So here is most people dancing with swords.
Oh, we can do that.
Oh, wow.
And here is a stupid ad.
Oh, where's my chat room here? Come on, chat room.
Cool.
Where is that, India?
Don't know.
No.
Yeah, it is India. Looks like they're getting ready for the Olympics.
Too many ads here. What the hell?
Oh,
Come on,
brightly.
get rid of these. All right, here we go.
It was a good watch. We can laugh at that one.
It's a shame, but
Look at
India just set a record with the COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not
Anybody
for
do
fun.
cubic? Anybody do cubics? Rubik's cube? Look at that guy.
Oh. Wow.
The people who do this must be mentally deranged to spend this much time on nonsense.
Well, they actually have one for the longest kiss.
I'm sorry, the one for the longest kiss?
Yeah, there's one for the longest kiss.
Most great.
Oh,
look at
how long is that, Marilyn?
this.
Any
I could be
idea?
able to swap while sitting on a Swiss ball
I
in
think it
one
was like
minute.
15 minutes. I mean, it didn't seem that terribly long.
15 minutes. All right. You know what I'm going to do, lady? You know, when I
Oh,
say
it's this
something, I
guy's
got to do it
competition.
myself. Marilyn, as a result of what you just said, after this session, I'm going to take a camera. I'm going to brush my teeth first. I'm going to take a camera. I'm going to have Carol, my wife, and we're going to kiss for 16 minutes.
Are you sure she wants to do that?
15
Absolutely.
minutes, that's
It's a
it?
long time to kiss somebody.
All right, here we go. Did you ever think about most grapes sliced in the air with a sword
So no
while
matter what-
standing on a Swiss ball in 1 minute?
But
Talk
only one
about
person
dumb.
thought of it. So no matter if he did two, he would have the record. Who else would do that?
Well, I guarantee you that when this video has been seen by thousands, somebody's going to try and break it. Watch this. Here we go.
Thank you for coming, Bellaggio Guiness, speaking of the
Oh my God.
That's amazing. Even to do one is difficult to do.
Yeah, right.
Oh, he misses some, I see.
Oh, this guy ought to get
Fingers, look at that.
This guy needs to get together with the pinky guy.
do you have-
Oh,
Maria.
bad news, Andy. The longest kiss was 58 hours and 35 minutes.
58 hours?
Yes,
How did they go to the bathroom? That's what I want to know.
maybe together. It was, they're from Thailand.
They were both standing in the Bellaggio pool.
Oh,
That's funny.
You guys are good today.
great, Ellen.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn this off for a second, only because I forgot to put the sound on screen share, and this has music, and I don't want you to miss the music.
That's
Here we
okay.
go.
It's okay, Andy. We don't need the music.
Here we go.
An ordinary bloke who just happened to live for a long time.
112 years old. Yeah. And this is in 2020.
I never expected to be that. When you're young, you don't think about being old.
Another
So you
nut.
remember I
Oh,
showed
no,
you the guy
yeah.
with the toothpicks? Now, Marilyn, you know, who thinks of these things? This guy wants to put golf tees in his beard. 607 golf tees. Would you ever think about that in your lifetime?
Oh, oh my
I wouldn't think of being with anybody with a beard that looked like that.
Got the toothpick guy on his t-shirt.
Can you imagine walking into the golf pro shop and say, let me see a tee, and there he goes.
Yeah, but he's got the toothpick guy.
And look at his, yeah, but look at his t-shirt. You see his t-shirt here? Look at that.
That's the toothpick guy on his t-shirt.
You're right. You're right. It might be the same guy.
100% natural.
There you go, Ellen, this one's for you.
That's cool.
Yeah, the tree's nice. Did I run through this ad?
Every time I hit the beat, boom.
Oh my God, look at this. So is that heavier underwater, or is, I don't know, anybody a physics knowledgeable person? Does that lose weight or gain weight?
Where's Jackson and Ed?
Look, it's been broken.
I just had it.
Yeah,
It's like losing an echo.
yeah, that's correct.
Look at that golf club, look at that. Look at that golf club, folks. Under ice, I don't care about her.
I don't even remember what the number was. I'll talk to you some other time.
Video game, look at that, all right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Google
Oh,
Fi,
come on,
a
give me
phone
a-
plan by Google. Meet Simply
Sorry
Unlimited,
about that.
our most affordable plan for unlimited.
He's doing the Rubik's Cube, solving it while he's doing that.
Stabilito, e ovviamente per battere il suo record, riesco a capire le dita come fa a muoverle. Cioè, come fa, ragazzi? Deve non farli cadere minuti.
Minutes.
Solving the, you know, the square puzzle?
Wreck the
I
Batmobile.
have my agenda, I'm gonna write everything that I'm doing.
All right, I'm gonna pause for a moment. So, what, give me your feedback. Are these people
So
crazy,
you don't have to write it.
or are they legitimate because they are so creative and they take risks in life?
And nuts.
Daniel Maxine, I just had it.
Who said they're nuts?
I did.
They're both.
They're both. Okay. So let me ask you something. Have we ever taken risks in life?
Yes.
Sure.
Did other people call us crazy when we did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We took a risk for
Really?
a job or something like that, but not how many, how much long it swim under ice. I mean,
You
I'm
take a
telling
risk when you cross the street.
Hey, we took a risk when we got married.
That's
Right. We did. You know,
Oh, you guys are good today. Oh, golly. Okay. So, a bit of a discussion. Should we be taking risks in life, or should we always play it safe and be in a comfort zone?
We should take risks, but not with stupid stuff.
I agree.
I agree
Okay,
too.
All right. So what makes what they're doing stupid? I mean, in all seriousness,
They are.
what is the harm in them doing what they're doing? See, I would say that they are extremely brave because they know people will look at them as if they're stupid, irrational, lost their minds, have nothing else to do. But in spite of that, knowing all the criticism they're going to get, knowing how much people would laugh at them, they never let that stop them from pursuing what they feel is a legitimate goal for notoriety until someone else decides to do something better.
There's something wrong with having an ego so fragile that you have to spend God alone knows how many hours figuring out how many toothpicks you put in your beard.
Okay, Ellen, why,
Some of those
why,
stunts are dangerous.
why would you think that is egotistical?
Because the only reason to do it is to get your name in a book that most people don't even see.
100 million copies sold, and the gosh knows how many people pick up the book that might be sitting someplace else as you're looking at it. I don't know. I don't know. Is there anything wrong with trying to be the best in something?
No, but it should be something that's worth doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So
I want to have the best community magazine in Florida.
And you do.
But on the other hand, is what they're doing egotistical or fun or a combination of both?
Do these people get paid if they are in the book?
No, good
Nothing.
question. No. No,
Okay.
they do not get paid.
You get a certificate.
Yeah, they get a certificate. So I think, you know, maybe just for a moment, that is their definition of fun. And you know what? I think I mentioned this way back when in one of these discussions. When we were younger and kids, right? We wanted to have fun. And when we decided to have fun, we did things as kids that might appear crazy, but they were fun. And not only that, when we were kids, if I remember the number correctly, we used to smile about 700 times a day. And that's a statistic, okay? About 700. You know how many times a person smiles today?
Much less, I'll say that.
Yeah, probably less. The fact of the matter is probably less than 20.
Well,
Really?
not when we listen to your lectures.
Thank you. Ellen,
Yes.
thank you. I appreciate that. So help me God, I really do.
I'm going to give you a certificate.
Thank you. Thank you. But, you know, I think in my own personal point of view, I think there's a lesson to be learned here. What's wrong with doing something extraordinary that doesn't hurt anybody?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Now,
Nothing.
I'm not saying I admire these people, but maybe I do just a little bit for going to the extreme and doing things that other people might not think is normal. Remember this, any new invention, any new technology is abnormal. And people thought about things and actually went ahead and did them.
Just
Now-
watch Shark Tank. You'll see.
Yeah, just watch Shark Tank. Yeah, I watch it every week. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just watch Shark Tank. So these people, to a point, maybe or maybe not, give us something to say, you know what? Why not try something different? Let's go back and see what we think. I don't know what that was. I don't know what this, oh my gosh. What is it?
Yes,
Longest
come
throw
on.
of a hot dog sausage into a bun.
Oh my God!
Whoa! Who wants to do that in the fitness center?
I don't know Peloton.
Yeah, but look what shape she's in.
Yeah, well.
Our proven installation
Oh,
process
come on.
ensures your gutters
No,
are in
look at
tip-top
that.
shape and prepped to
Get
protect
away.
your home. Step 1.
You know what that reminds me of? There's a very famous expression, right? It says, I don't trust that person as far as I can.
Drove him.
And there it is, right there.
Watch where she has her hand.
Okay, I will. I didn't see that. Good for you. Let's see what, hold on a minute. Good for you. Where is it? Here it is.
Watch her right hand.
No, she's okay. Oh, no, she's fine. It's in the thigh. In the thigh. Phyllis, if she had it anyplace else, how many guys do you think would volunteer to be thrown?
Many more than that.
So I'm just thinking it's just by the thigh. Look at that. Like I said, this is just for fun today.
We broke the Guinness World Record for being the fastest women to circumnavigate the globe on a tandem.
And we did it in 263 days,
Wow.
which actually is 17 days faster than the men's record.
Look at that guy's hair. Look at it. Oh, this is cool. There is one word that I know how to spell backwards.
Mom.
Anybody know what that word is?
Mom.
Very good, mom. See, we can all do it. We can all do it. Very good. Let's go back. There we go. And dad.
Right.
Nie zjemy jela ciepła. Określali amazing.
Our proven installation process ensures your gutters are in tip-top shape and prepped to protect your home.
We just
Step
set a
1,
record
we
for
clean.
the number of ads in a Bellaggio lecture.
Building a fuser is a very dangerous process, mostly because of the high electricity that's used in the...
Look at that.
My name is Paul Scardino, and I have the largest collection of Funko Pops in the world. Welcome to my madness.
He's blindfolded.
Fryers is always so
I'm gonna
delicious.
pause for a minute. All right. So, what's the biggest risk beside marriage that any one of us ever took?
Getting to college.
Applying for college?
Yeah, which one?
Okay. Good. What else? And that's not really a risk. That's a rite of passage, I guess.
Moving to Florida.
Ellen, anything biggest risk? Al?
Yeah, moving
Having children.
Having children. Okay. All right. Yikes.
Moving
So,
to Bellaggio.
yep. What's the difference between going on an adventure and taking a risk? Is there any difference?
Depends on the adventure.
All right. So has anybody ever traveled abroad?
Yes.
Was that an adventure or a risk?
Venture.
Both.
It was both.
Actually, both. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's both. And I think many of us limit ourselves in terms of taking advantage of adventures. And isn't life an adventure?
Yeah.
Or should it be? Let me rephrase. Should life be an adventure or a comfort zone?
Should be an adventure. Absolutely.
Yeah, Marilyn, you agree? Should life be an adventure or a comfort zone?
No, I think it should be an adventure, but with limited risk.
Okay,
be a
at least you put the
comfortable
word
adventure.
limited in front of it. How do you determine what limit is?
Personal
You're gonna
decision.
do bodily injury to yourself.
Okay, bodily injury to yourself. Vicky, what do you think? Should life be an adventure or safety or comfort zone?
It's different for each person. 'Cause some people like to take risks, or they'll like to do, say, even do certain sports might be a risk, but they'll do it anyway.
All right. All right. So my own personal point of view, for those that know me, I love taking risks and I love going on adventures. And am I going to set the Guinness World Book of Records? Heck no. Am I always going to live within a comfort zone? Probably not. Do I take crazy risks? Nah. As Marilyn suggested, yeah, I do limit it to make sure I don't do any so-called bodily injury. But
you can't
aside
play
from,
pickleball.
I'm sorry, one more time, Ellen?
You can't play pickleball.
Yeah, and I don't play pickleball. As a matter of fact, one time, to be very honest with you, this goes back about 3 years ago. When I was a kid, I played a lot of table tennis, a lot of ping pong, and I always played very well. I didn't. One time, I won the championship on a cruise line. Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Some of you are not going to like me when I hear that, tell you the story, but there's a message behind it. Real quick, Carol and I went on this wonderful cruise, and they had adult table tennis tournament. Okay, I went. So what's the big deal? I came back 5 minutes later, and I had the gold championship. Only took me 5 minutes. Why?
Nobody else
Nobody
is
came?
playing.
Only one other person showed up, and he wasn't very good. Okay. So the next day, they had another contest, table tennis adult. I said, hey, I could make a collection out of this. So I went there. And then there were 10 adults and 1 6th grader. It said adults, but 1 6th grader. All right, they let him play. He's a 6th grader. Who's good? He'll be out in 2 seconds. And I went through all the adults, and he went through all the adults. And then for the championship, it was him and I. And it's like nobody else on the cruise had anything to do but watch us play. It was intense. It was dramatic. ESPN should have sent color commentators to watch our style. When the game was over, I lost. I lost badly. It's horrible. I was depressed. That night in the room, Carol is reading a book, and I'm staring at the ceiling. And Carol is saying to me, Andy, what are you doing? I said, Carol, I am a motivational speaker, among other things. I'm giving myself my own motivational speech. And I'm watching and replaying every move that kid made, because I am not going to lose to a 6th grader anymore. Okay. 2 days later, another tournament. There he is. The word and the rumor throughout the entire cruise spread. Hundreds of people were there to observe. Lots of adults played. Once again, it came down to me and him. And I must tell you that every time he beat an adult, they left the ping pong table depressed, in tears. They couldn't beat this 6th grader. And then me and him again. I look him in the eyes. He looks me in the eyes. And I say to him, son, you're going down. And you could just see for a moment that I got into his head. And that's all I wanted to do.
Did you hear the
And we
Rocky
played.
theme start to play?
And we played hard. And I beat him 21-18.
Oh, wow.
Kid looks at me again and says, that was a fluke. Let's play again. I said, son, we could play as often as you want, but you're going down every time. We played 3 more games. I won every time. By that time, the crowd disappeared because they knew the eventual outcome. And then after I beat him for the 4th time, the greatest pleasure I had that day was seeing the 6th grader cry.
Right.
I'm sorry, he made everybody else cry. He should get a taste of his own medicine. He was a pompous, egotistical young punk who thought he could rule the world. So what's the point? What's the point of all
What
this?
happened? I got lost.
I'm sorry, what happened, Phyllis?
There I am.
Okay. No, you were there the whole time. So anyway, this whole risk-taking thing and playing and all that, let's have fun in life. Let's take challenges. Let's get out of the comfort zone. Let's find somebody in the street and kiss for 59 minutes and say, hey, we beat the record. Let's do this. Or if you got somebody that you feel comfortable with, go ahead and do it. And if it only lasts a half hour, who cares? Get out, have fun, and let some of these folks set some more examples for us. So let's go back for a few moments. And
I can tell that they use your milk, Matilda. Great job. You're welcome.
Breyer's Natural Vanilla is made with 100% grade A milk and cream and only sustainably farmed vanilla. Better starts with Breyer's.
So watching this reminds me of something else. And that is, anybody ever hear of Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an actor.
So Carol and I, many years ago, many years ago, went to a Tony Robbins seminar. One of the things he does is he has people walk on 1,500 degrees of hot coals.
Yeah.
Barefoot. Would any one of you do that?
No.
No, but I have a friend who did.
Carol, yeah, I did too. Carol and I both did. That's a risk. It takes a lot of mental conditioning to do it. And we did it, and our feet were not scarred. And one of the things why we did it, number one, I paid for the seminar, so I might as well get my money's worth. Number two, just for the achievement of it, just for the feeling of achievement and risk taking. Because I'd seen videos and nobody ever sued, nobody really ever got hurt. So I didn't think I was gonna be taking much of a risk. So let me go back to a few more of these and then we'll probably call it. So here we go. Look at that guy. Wow. That's cool. I don't know what that is. Anyway. Whoa. All right, let's stop. Anybody got any comments about anything we've seen so far?
How do they even come up with these ideas?
Phyllis, that's a very good question. And seriously, I'm glad you asked that. Because it's creativity. It's not even thinking out of the box. It's simply creativity. And you might ask yourself in today's world, right? How do people come up with some of the ideas that they came up with? And I think we had one session about inventions one time, or if we didn't, way back when in the caveman time, you think they ever would have thought about people communicating on a watch, that a watch has a telephone in it? No. Somebody came up with an idea, let's put your telephone in your watch. Somebody came up with an idea, let's put a telephone in something that you carry around. Somebody even came up with an idea, let's have a telephone. Somebody even came up with an idea, let's have a telegraph. It's just the human mind conjuring up new things. What's wrong with that?
Called curiosity.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead one more
It's
time.
called curiosity.
It's called curiosity. It's called experimentation. It's called progress. It really is. If you take a look at so many things that have occurred in this world, it is as good or bad, it is as a result of progress and change. So for example, how many of us actually believe times change?
Sure.
Nope. 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 Times don't change, and I can prove it. How? Because we have a 24-hour day, do we not? Back in the time of the cave people, it was 24-hour day. And back in the time of the cave people, before they measured months and all that kind of stuff, that's all been the same, especially when they started measuring months. Times have not changed. What have changed? The people in those times. So, for example, are people ever happy with progressive people? I'm not talking politics. Are they ever happy with the status quo, or do they want to make things better?
Want to make things
Better.
Yeah. And the kind of creativity or silliness or stupidity, whatever we want to talk about, that is what makes progress today. That is what advances people in this world. And so, Phyllis, we might disagree on this. I admire these people for coming up with such crazy, stupid things. And when I was in marketing and some other things that I did in my lifetime, yeah, I always came up with these Meshuggah ideas, one of which I have a patent for. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with continuing to do that. I think that's my own opinion.
Well,
So-
remember when we were younger, they were talking about having telephones where you could see people?
Oh yes, of course. Yep.
All right, and we thought that was so stupid and whatever. And so,
Stupid.
you know.
Yeah,
here we
that's
are.
right. And the biggest, and if you remember, this was funny. If you remember, the biggest obstacle was what? What would happen if I'm just coming out of the shower? Remember that? That was the #1 reason people did not want those picture phones. But now, if we didn't have Zoom or anything else like that, right?
Yep.
No way to live. So yeah, people broke through the thought barriers. And you know, I tell you who else you have to credit with creativity? The people that developed the COVID vaccine in 9 months. Right? You talk about creativity, tenacity, persistence, and no give up attitude, and setting world records. You know, if they ever wrote that up, that's probably a world record. And forget about politics, who did what, I don't care. That's probably a world's record in how to solve a problem, an epidemic.
They were doing research on that technology before COVID. The leap was to use that technology that
Yeah.
was developing. So it, you know, I mean, it's still great, but it wasn't such a short time.
So I'm going to leave it up to you. We've got a few more minutes left. You want to see a couple more videos, or have you had enough? I'm going to leave it up to you.
I have a comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure that, or I should say, I don't think that people doing some of these things that we've seen on your videos that I think are really crazy and in some cases potentially dangerous and actually wasteful. I mean, look at all the watermelons that were wasted. But I'm not sure, I don't equate that with people who are really creative and coming up with new inventions. I don't think I mean, I think it's like apples and oranges.
Okay, but they're still fruits.
They sure are. And nuts.
Right? They're still in the fruit family, right? So maybe they've got a little bit of relationship. Yeah, your point of view is well taken, no question about it. But let me ask you this question. Let me try this on for size. If you were to form a research and development company, right? And you had two applicants that are basically the same education, same background, blah, blah, blah. But one of them did something totally absurd in the Guinness World Book of Records. And you asked them how they did it. And they said, well, I got creative. I thought this, I put 2 and 2 together. I decided to try something different. Would that person have a advantage over the other person who didn't go to that extreme in their previous career and thought processes?
Absolutely.
I think you're right.
That's a good point.
Yeah. As a hiring person, I take that person over the other one if all else was equal. I take that person in a heartbeat, because that person said, I'm going to do it no matter what people think of me. Now, I agree with your point. It's wasted watermelon. You can't get around that. You're absolutely correct. All right, I got that. That aside, and the guy had a lot of creativeness in my viewpoint. But I would hire that guy before anybody else. My own thought. Other thoughts, ideas, reactions?
I'm with you, Jane.
Okay, that's okay. That's the fun of these discussions and the fun of these dialogues. All right, I think we're going to call it. I want to, first of all, express my sincere gratitude and thanks to everybody that's been with us, be it one time or many times. It's been my pleasure to, I think we did about 8 of these or something. It's been my pleasure to be with everybody. I learn when you learn. I love these conversations. If I made you laugh, that's great. If I made you think, that's great. If you had a lot of fun and enjoyed it, that's even better.
Thanks, Andy.
And we will see you guys around campus and eventually. And stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and enjoy every minute of life the way you like to enjoy it.
You too.
Thank you so much, Andy, for
Thanks.
everything you've done for us. It really has
Thanks,
been
Andy.
working
My
with
pleasure.
you. And
Thanks,
thank you
Andy.
so much.
Thanks,
You've made
Andy.
everything
Thank
so
you.
easy for us. Thank you.
All right, you betcha.
Bye,
All right,
Andy.
guys, take care. Have fun.